Your headlights could be stealing up to 80% of your night visibility, and the internet's favorite fix might be destroying them. You clicked for headlight restoration that doesn't cost $200, and you're in the right place. In the next few minutes, I'll show you which viral hacks are harmless, which are just temporary masks, and the one that can permanently ruin your lenses. Stick around to see the safe 5-minute boost you can do today, and the pro-style method that keeps them clear for years without a $1,000 replacement. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Your headlights might look slightly yellow around the edges, but how much light are you actually losing at night? More than most drivers guess. When the lens takes on that haze, the beam doesn't just dim, it breaks apart and scatters. That means your eyes work harder, your brain guesses more, and the road gives you less back than you expect. Modern lenses aren't glass. They're polycarbonate with a thin UV protective layer from the factory. That top coat is the shield that takes the abuse. Sun load, engine bay heat, and a steady spray of road chemicals. And over time, it erodes. Once that barrier weakens, the plastic itself starts oxidizing. The yellowing you notice is only the surface clue. The real change is the micro-pitting and roughness that turns a focused beam into a fuzzy splash of light. A lot of people grab something that shines the lens and think they're good. The problem is, oxidation isn't just a film you wipe away. Those microscopic peaks and valleys scatter photons sideways instead of forward. So your beam pattern widens, the cutoff softens, and the hot spot that used to light up the lane ahead gets diluted. Your eyes see more glare nearby and less definition far down the road, exactly when you need it most. You've probably had a drive like this. High beams on a 2-lane, and it still feels dim. Reflective signs pop late, like someone turned down their brightness. Then a stretch of wet asphalt shows up and becomes a black mirror, bouncing your light off into the distance instead of back to you. Lane stripes blur, your shoulders tense, and you back off the throttle even though you're not tired. That's beam scatter doing its thing. Tests and industry estimates put the loss in effective output at up to around 80% with moderate oxidation. Not because the bulb got weaker, but because the mangled surface throws light everywhere except where the optics intended. The pattern gets distorted, so you lose reach, contrast, and that crisp edge your projectors or reflectors were designed to produce. Now weigh the money. Some OEM assemblies cost over $1,000 each, and that's before labor. A decent DIY kit runs under $30. A shop restoration averages about $200. Same car, same driveway, completely different cash outlay. The real difference is whether the method actually fixes the surface and protects it, or just makes it look better for a few days. Here's what's at stake. When contrast drops, you miss the things that matter. Pedestrians in dark clothing, a deer at the shoulder, a faded lane line on wet concrete. Rain compounds it because water flattens reflectivity and your scattered beam can't punch through. Your stopping distance depends on what you can see, and oxidation quietly shortens that window without touching your brakes. You've seen the viral fixes that seem to help on camera. Some do offer a quick bump, but one very common trick can quietly ruin the lens and make the damage permanent. The lens might look clearer at first, while the underlying plastic is being softened and the last of the protective layer is stripped away. Weeks later, the haze returns faster and deeper. So use a simple rule of thumb. Oxidation means the UV coat is compromised. Any fix worth your time has to do 2 things: correct the surface to restore optical clarity, and replace that UV protection so it doesn't come back immediately. Anything less is a countdown clock you can't see. Now let's separate harmless quick boosts from the one hack that can melt your lenses from the top down. 3 viral fixes. Only one is actually dangerous. Can you guess which one? On the surface, they all look like wins, especially in a quick before and after clip. But once you know what your lens needs, surface correction plus UV protection, the differences jump out. Our contenders are simple: toothpaste or baking soda, WD-40, and bug spray that lists DEET on the label. Each one changes how the lens looks within minutes. Only one also changes the plastic itself in a way you can't undo. Let's start with the scrub everyone has in the bathroom cabinet. You take a pea-sized dab of plain white toothpaste or a wet pinch of baking soda and give the lens a firm 5-minute hand polish. No fancy pads, just a microfiber or an old cotton rag. You'll see yellow slurry on the cloth almost right away because those mild abrasives cut away the top film of oxidation. Edges brighten first, then the center clears up as you keep the circles tight and even. Rinse, dry, and the beam looks crisper that night. Here's where most people stop, and that's why the clarity slips back. The polish removed damaged plastic, but it didn't put anything back to guard it. If you end the job with a quick wipe of wax or a spray sealant, you slow the re-yellowing. It's not a permanent shield, but that thin barrier buys you weeks to a couple of months, depending on sun, heat, and how often you wash. Skip the protection, and the lens starts chalking up again fast. Now for the can in a lot of garages. WD-40 makes lenses look clear because it lays down a thin, oily film. That film fills the micro scratches and darkens the surface slightly, which tricks your eye into reading it as transparent. You spray, wipe, and it pops on camera. Then the first rain or soap cuts it, and you're back to the same haze you had. There's no cutting action, so the oxidation underneath never moved. There's no UV barrier either, so nothing slows the return. If you accept a same-week fade, fine. Just know you're not fixing anything, only dressing it. The third option is the one that does damage while it pretends to help. Bug spray with DEET isn't a cleaner, it's a strong solvent. When it hits polycarbonate, it softens the surface and dissolves what's left of the factory coating. That wow moment you see comes from the plastic smearing smooth as it partially melts, which levels the haze long enough to look clear. The trade is steep. You've stripped away protection and plasticized the lens surface, which accelerates oxidation. The lens can yellow again within days, and in some cases, the skin turns brittle and starts to crack. That's not a patina you sand off easily. Once the substrate is compromised, you're chasing deeper damage. So here's the quick ranking you can act on today. Safe short-term boost, toothpaste or baking soda, followed by a wax or sealant wipe so the clarity hangs on. Cosmetic mask, WD-40, useful for a quick photo but gone with a wash, and it leaves the problem untouched. The one to avoid completely. Any bug spray with DEET. It clears at the cost of your lens's protective layer and speeds up failure. If the goal is months to years of solid visibility, you need more than a wipe down. The fix that holds requires removing the damaged layer evenly and then locking the surface behind a real UV barrier so it doesn't start aging the next time it sits in the sun. That's where the pro-style plan pays off.